Hello, dear students. Today we are going to see how to determine the viscosity of the liquid using Ostwald viscometer. So the aim of today's practical is to determine viscosity of liquid using Ostwald viscometer. The requirement for the practical is apparatus, that is Ostwald viscometer, density bottle, beaker, stand, stopwatch, thermometer. Chemicals required is distilled water and test liquid. So what is viscosity? So resistance to flow is known as the viscosity of a particular liquid, and it is given by this formula, that is it is the ratio of shearing stress to velocity gradient, and this equation is derived from the Newton's law of flow. So why to determine viscosity? Because it is very much important in food industry, pharmaceutical industry, cosmetic industry, petrochemical industry, and also it is needed during design of aerodynamic and hydrodynamic system. Various viscosity terms which are used in the industry. First is absolute viscosity, that is expression of resistance to flow of liquid under applied stress. Then kinematic viscosity, it is the viscosity of the liquid to its density. Then relative viscosity, that is viscosity of the liquid determined with respect to water. Specific viscosity, that is it is given by equation specific viscosity is equal to relative viscosity minus 1. Then reduced viscosity, that is it is the ratio of specific viscosity and concentration of substance in dispersion. So here you can see the formula for relative viscosity, that is eta upon eta 0. Then specific viscosity is relative viscosity minus 1, and reduced viscosity is given by specific viscosity divided by concentration of the substance in dispersion. Ostwald viscometer, it works on the principle of Huygens-Poiseuille's equation. So here you can see this is the equation of Poiseuille's. Okay, eta is equal to pi r raised to 4 pt divided by VL, where V is the volume of the liquid in ml, T is the flow rate in seconds through capillary, R is the radius of the capillary in centimeter, L is the length of the capillary in centimeter, P is the hydrostatic pressure, and eta is the viscosity coefficient in points. SI unit of viscosity is Pascal second or kg per meter second, and the CGS unit of viscosity is poise, that is kg per centimeter second. So Ostwald viscometer is what? It is used to determine the viscosity of only Newtonian fluids, that is when the liquid flow by gravity, the time required for the flow between two marks A and B is calculated, and that is compared with the liquid of known viscosity. So eta can be determined by using following equation, that is eta 1 is equal to rho 1 T1 divided by rho 2 T2 into eta 2. This equation is derived from the Huygens-Poiseuille's equation after a derivation, where rho 1 is the density of the unknown liquid, T1 is the time of flow of unknown liquid, rho 2 is the density of the standard liquid, T2 is the time of flow of standard liquid, and eta 2 is the viscosity of the standard liquid. So what is Ostwald viscometer? Here you can see the diagram of Ostwald viscometer. It is also known as capillary viscometer. Here you can see the left arm, it has a lower bulb A, and the right arm has upper bulb B, And below this upper bulb, it has a capillary which extend towards the curve of the tube. So there are two markings C and D above this right bulb B. Liquid is poured into the left arm and sucked up to the mark C and hold with a thumb at the same level. It is clamped to a stand in a vertical position and time of flow is calculated from C to D. Okay, and that time of flow is used to determine the viscosity of the unknown liquid. Okay, so this, as I have already discussed, is used to measure the viscosity of the Newtonian fluid, and it is also known as single point viscometer. Now we will see the procedure for this.
Hello students, today we are going to see how to determine the viscosity of given liquid using Ostwald viscometer. Okay, Ostwald viscometer, it is also known as single point viscometer. That is, with the help of one single reading you can draw the rheogram as discussed earlier. It is also known as U-tube viscometer or capillary viscometer, and the equation which is derived for the determination of viscosity in Ostwald viscometer, it is based on the principle of Poiseuille's equation. Okay, so whatever is the final equation which is derived for the Ostwald viscometer, that is this equation. Okay, it is derived from the Poiseuille's equation. Okay, so now what is the observation of Ostwald viscometer? So basic observations required is what is the temperature of the room in which you are determining the viscosity. Then what is the viscosity of water? Water will be used as a reference fluid. Okay. So first we will have to determine the viscosity of the water. Okay. Then we have to determine the density of the water. So first step towards this is, first of all, we will determine the density of the liquid, that is, first is the water and second whatever unknown liquid we are going to take, with the help of this specific gravity bottle. Okay. So with the help of this, first you will determine the density of the fluid and then you are going to determine the viscosity. Okay. So how to do the density determination? So for density calculation, first you have to write down weight of empty specific gravity bottle, that is this. Okay. Then you have to add the whatever fluid which whose density is to be determined. First we are going to determine the density of the water. So we'll fill this bottle with the fluid and then determine the weight of the bottle plus water. Then after that we will subtract this value from this, so you will get the actual weight of the water, and then we will determine the density. Now how density is determined? Density is equal to mass upon volume. So mass will be, you will get from this. Now volume, the volume of this density bottle is 10 ml. Okay, so mass divided by 10 ml, you will get the density of the water. Okay, so likewise we are going to determine the density. Okay, now main thing is how to perform the practical. So this is the Ostwald viscometer, you can say. We will add the fluid from this port. Okay, and then we will fill it until this bulb gets filled. Okay, after that we will suck up the liquid from this port, okay, above this mark. Okay, so above this mark we are going to suck up the liquid. Okay, and then once you will after this has been done, okay, you have to allow or release the liquid. So the time required for the liquid to flow between this mark to this mark, okay, is recorded with the help of the stopwatch, and then we have to write those readings here, time of flow. Okay, so time of flow, you should not depend on only one reading. You have to take minimum 3 readings for the accuracy purpose, and then just write down and perform the calculations. Okay, so let's start the practical. So the requirements of the practical is, that is, you require the beakers, then you require the fluid of which you have to determine the viscosity. So this is water, which will be used as a reference fluid, chloroform, toluene, then pipette, rubber bulb, then this is the specific gravity bottle which is required for determination of density. Then you require this Ostwald viscometer. Here you can see I have mounted it on a stand. Okay, so this will be used for the determination of viscosity. Now we will determine the density using this specific gravity bottle. So first of all, we'll take the weight of empty specific gravity bottle. So now we are determining the weight. So here you can see the weight of empty specific gravity bottle. It is 14.16 gram. Now we are going to determine the viscosity of the water. So now we are going to add water in this specific gravity bottle slowly. You have to overfill it completely, and whatever will be the excess of the what you can say volume, that will be displaced by this lead. So here you can see excess of water have been removed. Now I will wipe the surface of the specific gravity bottle, otherwise there will be error in determining the weight. Now the weight of the specific gravity bottle plus the water. So the weight of the specific gravity bottle plus water is 26.01. So as per the calculations, weight of empty specific gravity bottle is 14.16 gram. Weight of specific gravity bottle plus water is 26.01 gram. So actual weight of water will be this minus this. So that will become 11.85 gram. So this is the mass of the water. Okay. Then how will you determine the density? That is equal to mass divided by volume. So mass is 11.85 gram divided by volume, that is the volume of the specific gravity bottle was 10 ml. So we have written 10. So eventually the density of water is 1.185 gram. So similarly you have to determine the density of the other two liquids also and note down its values. So first of all, we are going to fill this capillary viscometer with the help of the fluid whose viscosity is to be determined. So you have to fill up to this mark. Okay. So I am placing it. Now here you can see the bulb is completely filled. Okay, so we'll stop adding the fluid to be determined. Now you have to circuit this fluid above this mark. Okay, so you have to circuit above this mark, and when the fluid, and then release it. So when the fluid will pass from this end to this end, during this duration you have to calculate. Okay, so suck up the fluid above up to here, and you have to start the stopwatch once the fluid reaches here and flows from this mark to this mark. So the duration or the time of flow should be where, that is when the fluid goes from this to this. So we'll circ it up. Now we will allow the liquid to pass from here to here, and then we'll start the stopwatch. So now we have stopped the stopwatch once the meniscus it reaches here. So the reading of that is 18.40 second. Okay. So similarly you have to take 3 readings single fluid. So accordingly we have calculated the time of flow for water as well as for the test liquid. Okay. So the time of flow for water was 18, 17, 18. So the mean time was 18. While for test liquid we have taken toluene. So the time of flow for this was 73 seconds, 70 seconds and 72 seconds. Aggregate of which was 71.6 seconds. Density of water we have determined. Similarly, we have determined the density of the test liquid, which came out to be 0.867. So now we are going to add these values into this formula. Okay. So eta 2, that is the density, viscosity of the test liquid. Okay. That is equal to rho 2 T2. So density of the second liquid is 0.867 into time of flow is 71.6 second divided by rho 1 T1, that is the density of water is 1.185 gram per ml and the time of flow is 18 into viscosity of water is 1. So after calculations you get the value, that is 62.07 divided by whatever the value which is obtained by multiplication of this, that is 21.33. So the viscosity of the unknown liquid is found to be 2.9099 centimeters. Okay. So similarly you can determine the viscosity of any liquid with reference to water using Ostwald viscometer, provided that liquid is a Newtonian fluid.
So I hope you have understand the procedure and the calculations. So we'll just quickly overview the procedure. First is you have to thoroughly clean the viscometer, then mount the viscometer in vertical position on a suitable stand. Then fill water in dry viscometer up to mark A. Then the count the time required in seconds for water to flow from mark C to D. Then repeat the above step 3 times to get the accurate reading. And again perform the procedure for test liquid whose viscosity is to be determined, and determine the density of both the liquid using specific gravity model. So observation: temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. Density of the water determined was 1.185 gram per ml. So observation table will look like this, which I have already discussed in the video. So time of flow for water was found to be 17, 17 and 18, while in case of the test liquid it was found to be 73, 70 and 72. So mean time for this was found to be 71.6. Then density, it is given by the formula, that is mass upon volume. So density of water was found to be 1.185 gram per ml. Similarly, the density for test liquid was found to be 0.867 gram per ml. So density calculations we have already seen in the video. Now we will see the viscosity calculation. So as per the equation, eta 1 is equal to rho 1 T1 divided by rho 2 T2 into eta 2. So in short, we can write it likewise. T1 D1 for simplified thing divided by T2 D2 into eta 2. So after substituting the values, that is the values of time of flow and density, we get the equation, that is 0.867 into 71.6 into 1 divided by 1.185 into 18. So upon simplification, the value obtained is 2.9099 centipoise. So the result of the practical is viscosity of the unknown liquid was found to be 2.9099 centipoise at 25 degree Celsius.
So, the probable questions asked in synopsis and viva are: first question is define viscosity. The internal property of fluid for its resistance to flow is known as viscosity. Second question is which are the different types of viscosity? First type of viscosity is absolute viscosity. It is an expression of resistance to the flow of liquid under applied stress. Second is kinematic viscosity. It is ratio of viscosity of liquid to its density. Third type of viscosity is relative viscosity. Viscosity of liquid determined with respect to water. Next type of viscosity is specific viscosity. It is given by following equation, that is specific viscosity is equal to relative viscosity minus 1. Next type of viscosity is reduced viscosity. It is the ratio of specific viscosity and concentration of substance in dispersion. Third question is what is the principle of Ostwald viscometer? Ostwald viscometer works on the principle of Poisson's equation. So the equation is eta is equal to pi r square pt divided by 8vl, where eta is equal to viscosity coefficient in poise, v is the volume of liquid in ml, t is flow rate in seconds in capillary, r is the radius of capillary in centimeter, L is the length of capillary in centimeter, and P is the hydrostatic pressure in dial per square centimeter. Fourth question is enlist types of viscometer. So there is three main types of viscometer. First type is capillary viscometer. The examples of capillary viscometer are Ostwald viscometer and Obelhood suspended viscometer. Second type is falling and rising sphere viscometer. Third type is rotational viscometer. The example of rotational viscometer are cup and bob viscometer and cone and plate viscometer. Fifth question is write the applications of viscosity determination. So, from viscosity measurement, we can obtain much useful behavioral and predictive information for various products. A frequent reason for the measurement of rheological property can be found in the area of quality control, where raw materials must be consistent from batch to batch. For this purpose, the flow behavior is an indirect measure of product consistency and quality. Thank you for watching the video.